Welcome everyone back to Followers of Mayhem. In the last episode, we had a meeting with the head of the syndicate, Julie. And you might notice a few names are a bit jumbled. Don't worry, I will be fixing that. But, for now, we shall begin. So, you'll awaken sometime. You don't really know what time it is, as you just see blackness above you. Although, you both do notice, you all do notice that one of the empty doors has now been closed. Though if one was to open it, they would see a bundle of feathers in the room. So, what do you guys want to do?
Well, now that Grisera is fully awake, she's going to explore the new digs.
Alright. That was not what I wanted to do. So, you explore around your room. It's fairly simple. There's a place to put a poster. There's an imitation window. It's a painting of a window with the lights behind it to make it look like it's a window.
Next thing you know, they'll have a window, and behind that is bricks. Add in any reference.
And Vienna's got 3 major errands to run.
And I can think of one of those that isn't as important as the other two.
All right. Well, unless someone, it's Alex's mic.
God damn it again.
Just mute yourself unless you're talking. For now, anyway. It's all you can do. Okay. Okay. Alright. So now I've more or less fixed up the names so it's not showing people as being someone else. Because that was a thing, but it's fine now. I totally fixed it.
But I liked being Almighty DM.
No, you're not. I am.
You can be the almighty DM on Tuesdays.
Okay.
Now. This song again. Let me switch the track. Let's try this one. Yeah, that's nice. Okay. So, the kitchen is over here. It's behind the wall there, so you can't see it. So, is there anything anyone wants to do? Is anyone going with Vienna? What are you guys doing?
I need to go shopping.
Okay.
Yeah, Alex is probably going to do the same.
Alrighty. So, you all head out of the place. Do you close it behind you?
Who has the key? Oh, who has the key?
Alex has the key. And if he closes the door, then everyone who's inside will pretty much be stuck there until he comes back.
Yep, so that's why I said everyone's going outside, yes?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you all trudge outside. I have everyone's
I could arcane
tokens.
lock it.
You all trudge outside, and Alex locks the door behind you. so that the portal vanishes. You are now in Prosh.
Alex puts the key away in his pocket and says, "Well, we're not using that again until another 24 hours."
So we're actually gonna have to stay at an inn tonight.
Pretty much.
Who gave us that key again?
Yeah, Elnath passed it on to me before we left nowhere.
Oh, that explains why it feels so unreliable.
Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Oh no! New characters.
So, who's going with Vienna?
I'll go with Vienna.
Where is she going? That's the question.
That is true. Where are you going, Vienna? Where do you go now?
They're typing it.
Alrighty. So you head over there, and you see it's basically this giant, ornately carved crypt. There's like skeletons hanging over it. In fact, one of them waves to you. You get it's a tough job, but someone's got to do it, you know. So you head on up the bone inlaid stairs, past fountains of blood, and into a neat and regular room that welcomes guests.
Grisser whispers to Vienna. Looks like someone's compensating for something.
Dennis, maybe you might be too busy working on a book. He just, absentmindedly followed a party member. He probably doesn't know where he is.
Yeah, girl just so hope that's aesthetic. If you say so.
Okay, so Dennis, you said you were looking for someone?
I'm working on the book.
Okay.
While working on the book, he was absent-mindedly following a party member, which would be Gazura at this moment.
Alrighty.
So he doesn't know where he is.
Oh yeah,
He's too busy working on a book.
Oh yeah, and Vierna put a set.
Yep, I saw it. I'm about to respond to it. So,
Sorry.
Vienna, you're waiting in the room. You can see an undead skull with most of his hair still on his body. Like there's an ear missing, but he's wearing a decent suit. And as he rises to greet you, the door slams open, and you see this ordinary, plain-looking human with black hair and the big bug eye glasses, as he gives this joyful smile and says, "Vienna, darling! I didn't know you were back in town."
Out of
It's
character, I kind of got, and I somehow expected him to sing "Friends on the Other Side" from Princess and the Frog with that.
He gives Vienna a big hug and then steps back and says, "So you have to tell me all the details. Like, your entire feud with your mother has been a great source of entertainment.
I mean, I guess what else would it be to someone who's undead?
Ain't it? Like, I mean, you can try and pit two undead skeletons against each other in a gladiatorial match, but they don't really understand emotions, you know? It's so hard to get good actors.
Especially when the actors you can get are dead.
Yes, exactly. Thank you. I like your friend. Business before pleasure. Do
I'm
come
her
back
ne-
in.
I'm her nephew.
Oh. Huh.
Gazura places a hand on Kagura's shoulder. Hush.
My brother, you say? My brother. Is this the brother that tried to kill me, or is this the brother that tried to kill the king and queen?
Is there a difference?
The one that tried to kill my mother and father.
Oh, so you must be... Carrick must have had you then. Hmm.
Yes. Unfortunately.
You look nothing like him.
I take after my mother.
That's probably a good thing. Okay, so... As for where my brother is, I have a few ideas. But I mean, who keeps track of their family, you know what I mean? It's just, As for his phylactery, I mean, you know, we can't exactly tell you that. It's kind of, bad form to explain to someone who isn't a lich where the lich's phylactery is. You know, it's sort of like saying, oh hey, can I stab you 50 times in the chest? I mean, it's kind of rude, you know?
Dennis
But
looks up. Where are we again?
okay, that's a little better. I can tell you what it looks like. And as for where you are, you're in the crypt. That's what I like to call it anyway. It's not a crypt, naturally. I mean, it is a crypt. There are undead here, but it's not a actual crypt. It's just what it's called.
We get it.
Of course. So, his phylactery... Well, you know my brother. He tends to be very massively insane. So, naturally, he decided to make his phylactery a fedora.
What?
It's a hat, dearie. It's and
Yeah, I know what a fedora is, but why would a phylactery be a hat?
well, that's what he made it. Like I said, he was insane even before he became a lich.
So you mean
Yes.
it is a hat or it's in the hat?
It's in the hat.
Well,
Okay,
he
that
must-
makes more sense.
He must be insane if he was leading a raid on the royal family.
I hear with that method you can respawn next to your hat after you die.
Irregardless,
Not if we destroy the hat along with him.
unless he's moved it since 250 odd years since I last saw him. Unless he's changed it by then, he might have not. You can never tell with the liches that go a little cuckoo in the head.
Well, so we'll start with that.
Alrighty then. As for where you should start your search, I believe. And he pauses for a moment, and he then says, "Hold on a moment, I got a call." And he holds up fingers to his ear as if he's taking a call. Yeah? I see. Alright, I'll tell them. And he then looks to Vienna and says, your mother forgot to tell you where the goblins are located. She wants you to return to the manor at the syndicate at some point so she can actually give you that information.
You seem awfully open to the idea of us killing your own brother.
Nah. If it was easy to kill a lich, you didn't kill him. Well, my brother is anything but usual, but in terms of powers, I suppose the big one to look out for would be his ability to change one's perception a little. Just do be careful not to stab each other out there. Oh, don't be careful. Either way, I have fun. No offense, of course. I understand death is a big deal for most of you, but
Don't worry.
I do have to get my entertainment somewhere.
Don't worry. I plan to go for the head.
Well, that might work in zombie stories, but this isn't a book, I'm afraid.
So we just light him on fire.
Well, we can certainly try, if you can catch him.
Well, it just so happens we have. Well, it just so happens we have a very useful pyromaniac along with us for the ride.
That is fair, that's fair. So, do any of you want to become a lich?
No.
Not even a little? Such a shame, such a shame. Your friend there has quite the potential. And he looks to Dennis at this.
Yeah, he'd make a very poor lich.
I'll be the judge of that.
He'd blab what and where his phylactery is as to the entire island in 5 seconds flat. How about that?
But this is true.
Yeah, he really can't keep a secret to save his life.
Fairly well.
You'd have to keep a secret from him in order to keep it a secret.
That is true, that is true. So, is there anything else you want to ask?
Deathly silence.
Also, my dear, and he looks to Lara and this says, can I just say, you are absolutely beautiful. It must be quite hard to walk with 4 legs.
Oh, Lara's not there.
She's not? Ah, you're right, I'm sorry. I thought
Her and Alex are shopping.
My bad, my bad. Oh, lovely, dear, lovely. And now, while you tell him about that, we're gonna cut to the other group. Alex and whoever's gone with Alex.
It's Alex and Lara so far.
I think
Okay.
so. Everyone else is out. Did say they were over there.
Okay. So,
And Alex isn't in his drow disguise anymore. He's gotten bored of that.
alright. So where are you going?
Mercy would probably be a good idea to hit up first.
Alright. So, where did I put it? Let's see. Oh, it's in junk, towns, brush, oop, oop. So, you enter the store, and Mercy is once more greeting you with a smile. Oh, hello! You Alex, right?
Alex holds out his arms and he says, Mercy! How you been?
Oh, I've been wonderful. You actually got me quite a few customers.
Well, I made a promise, didn't I?
Yes,
I
and you
didn't-
kept it, so there's
I
no things to worry about with that. I just came to tell you your contract has been fulfilled and all your dues have been paid.
Alright, fair enough. Guess it's just business as usual then.
Oh yes, I do hope you will enjoy our items.
Well, you've done right by us so far, so no complaints.
So what can I get you?
We're off on our next big adventure, so as you can tell, we're probably gonna need to peruse your wares a bit.
Alright, right. Well, look away. I haven't gotten much in the way of new stock just yet, but that's just because I've been expanding. But
Yeah, you told me, I've heard about the whole, Shady Sands situation. You, setting up a shop there?
oh yes, most definitely. But as it stands,
Alright, well,
with about 2 more weeks, I should be done getting that portal set up. So, by that point, I shall be able to make new magic items! Yay!
oh, that certainly would be helpful for us, I guess.
Of course, you can always request an item, but, you know, some people like to peruse a bit, so we try to make a few items here and there.
There's something more personal about walking into a store and looking around, you know?
Yes, I agree.
Anyway, so, not to tie you up, Mercy, old fellow, but, well, our current, objectives at the moment, well, we're going to be, taking on some serious, fodder coming up.
Oh,
Yes, our current little endeavor, you're gonna be blown away by this. And, like, he gestures for him to lean in closer to, like, whisper it to him.
Mercy pauses for a moment and then leans forward with this excited grin.
Okay, so, we need to take out a bunch of goblins, right? Probably on their home turf, and, well, you know how, difficult goblins can be when they've got the home advantage. They aren't the only group, though.
Mm-hmm.
Supposedly, we also have to take care of a lich.
Oh my.
And if I remember hearing this correctly, supposedly he is the brother of one of the mob bosses here in Prosh.
Oh well, he has quite a few brothers, so that doesn't surprise me.
But yeah, and last I checked, now I'm not exactly that well versed in the arcane, or at least I try to be anyway. But last I checked, going up against a lich is suicide. So we have to be clever. But yeah, aside from that, I'd say, no need to put any weight on you or anything. It's just that I feel like the lich thing is more like we need to figure out what we need to do, whereas the goblins, we may need to rely on you a bit for that one.
I see. Well, a lich is an undead creature, so anything good against undead will work really well here. So,
Well, Fiona maybe should have that covered, but I'm not entirely sure.
in terms of things, you know what every lich fears? Don't quote me on
People.
this, I don't know for certain, but, finding their backup base. If you find their hideout, and they're not there, then you can take them out. But that's the real challenge, isn't it? Finding their base without them there.
Assuming that they keep their phylactery there.
Well, most don't really carry it on them, because if they get defeated, then, well, how are they going to get back? You know?
It's kind of a stupid idea, honestly, yeah.
Most tend to hide their places in undesirable locations, like in the center of a very dangerous swamp, or perhaps at the top of a mountain.
Sorry, did you say something?
Yeah, he said that, most, hideouts are in hard-to-reach places like the middle of a swamp or the top of a mountain.
Right. Well, I currently don't have that information. Maybe I think I don't know. I guess we'll see what the mob boss says and what he can tell us. But sorry. It's just like I said. No, I didn't want to put too much weight on you or anything. It's just that's kind of a massive undertaking. You have to admit.
Yes, it is very much. My advice would be to just ask around towns. Odds
Alrighty,
are
then.
someone knows some ancient abandoned location that no one really traverses anymore.
Maybe, yeah. Alright, well, on to something more doable. The goblins.
Now, goblins on their own are very easy. The issue is tackling them when they have the home advantage.
Yeah, and like I said, that is likely where we're going to end up.
My advice would be to bring plenty of health potions.
And you're not just saying that because, well, you get more money out of it?
Oh no.
Alright, well, it is what it is, I suppose. We should... let's see here now. Average potion is about 50 gold each. Potion
It's
creating
in the
healing,
document. I should have it. Okay, no,
Yeah,
I didn't put it.
yeah. I pulled it up, don't worry.
Okay. So, I've got 9 potions of healing. I've got 4 of the greater, 3 superior, and then I've got 1 supreme healing.
Yeah, that's gonna be a bit hefty. It'd probably be a smart idea to maybe grab a... Well, assuming if everyone has the money, it'd probably be a smart idea to grab 2 potions of healing and 1 potion of greater healing for everyone.
Well, I can get you some potions of greater healing. I only have 4 in stock currently, but if you pay a 50 gold fee, we can get it to you within 24 hours.
Well, alright then.
And if you don't get it within 24 hours, you get your money back. The 50 gold anyway.
I'll be counting the hours then. But yeah, he looks to a lot, and he says, you getting anything, or is just potions?
Just a small amount of potions.
Alright, well, that seems to be it. We'll tell the others to come in and get their potions.
Okay, so how many potions of healing are you getting, and how many potions of greater?
Alex is getting just 1 potion of greater healing and 2 potions of ordinary healing.
Okay, that'll be 200 gold.
Same with
Alright.
me.
Okay, that'll be another 200 gold.
Was 1 potion of greater healing and 2 regular, I believe.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, he'll give Mercy the... God fucking damn it. He'll give Mercy the 10 platinum he has left over, and he'll give him 100 gold to make up the difference.
He takes it, and you watch him briefly mutter an incantation, and then nod and put it away and say, all right. And he reaches behind the desk, opens the cabinet, and pulls out the potions and places them down for you both. So those will be your potions. Have a lovely day. And always remember, Mercy's Great Emporium is here for you.
Actually,
you signed up for the loyalty program, didn't you?
Alex did, yes.
Okay, let me see. I'm sure I put it here. Apparently I didn't. The loyalty program was 10% off on all future purchases, yes?
Believe so.
That sounds about right.
Hold on, maybe I put it in. Pay $50. Yep, 10% discount to all purchases. I'll add that to there, so that it's easy. So,
Alright, so 10% of 20%, that would be...
yeah, so it's 180 for you.
Alright, so 100 and
Did you sign up alone?
No.
Alright. Mercy then looks to you and says, "And for you, my lovely lady, I have something you are just going to love." And he pulls out a satchel. And then he opens the zipper and pulls out another satchel.
My God.
And then he opens that zipper and pulls out a third satchel.
My God.
I call it a satchel.
Alar's just slams down 20 gold. I'll buy it.
Alright, pleasure doing business with you. And he puts them back into each satchel and then zips it up and hands it to you. And then he hands you back 15 gold and says, "It was only 5 gold.
It's worth 50 in my heart.
Sort of, Vienna. But, I can explain the story another day. So, is there any other purchases you want to get?
nah, I think that's it for now.
Alrighty.
Actually,
So-
before Alex leaves, he puts away the potions and he looks to Messi and he says, "Actually, Messi, before we leave, can I just ask you one question?
Ask away.
What exactly made you start up this store of yours?"
Well, I'm quite talented with magic. I trained under Tig, of course. And, I wanted to get into making magic items, as all successful wizards do when they get to a certain point. So it was
Makes sense.
like, why not make a store in the most inhospitable place for stores? And thus, Mercy's Great Emporium was born.
Alex pauses at that for a bit and he says, "You lost me at the inhospitable bit, but you know what? Most of that is understandable."
Well, it's not exactly easy to keep a neutral store in a place where there are no neutral parties.
You must be a pretty powerful wizard then.
I am.
And he leans in and is like, are we talking Joulet levels of power or?
Well, I've never gone one-to-one with her, but I'm not sure I'm up to her levels just yet. Mainly because if I even tried, she would just... Oh, well, you know the thing about memory, it's so unreliable at times.
I see. No. But that's what I expect, I guess. Oh well. Anyway, thanks for the items, Mercy.
Come back
And,
soon.
Alex, of course, he smiles, opens wide his arms and basically, gives the guy a big hug.
Oh, and he hugs you back.
See you again soon.
Bye-bye. So, anything else you two want to do?
Alar's gonna go to a town square and place like a small stand or if she could like place her 3 satchels next to her and makes a quick sign. Pre-performance. And then she's going performance for info. Nah, we'll just do pre-performance.
Okay. Roll me a performance. Sorry?
You're good.
Okay,
No.
okay.
And I'm going to use this to my advantage. Not sure if this will actually be an advantage, but
Your odd appearance being a centaur does draw a few eyes, even more so as you begin to perform. You do get quite a decent crowd that is starting to, watch you, and they begin to go, oh yeah. And a few of them do toss a couple of coins your way. Let's see. Yeah. You get about 500 copper and about 100 silver.
$100 silver. Okay.
So, we'll get back to you in a bit. We're going back to Vienna. You had other stuff you wish to do, yes? Vienna? Okay. So, you head to the Syndicate Manor. And yes, I made a map. See? I told you I'd make a map. And you all doubted me. No, you didn't. So here's the map. Alex, what are you doing while Alara is performing?
Oh, goodness, that's a good question.
I'll leave it with you. Just let me know when I get back to you.
Alright, sorry. I didn't think that far ahead.
No sweat.
I do have one more idea later on whenever you do cut back.
Gotcha. So, Vienna, you enter the familiar halls. Your mother's still currently working away at the table, planning out their next move as they do stuff. You know the hallway to the right leads to the bedrooms. And I'm sorry it's a bit sparse, but I didn't have all the time in the world to make it. She looks to you and then she motions the others and leaves the room and comes out to talk to you, and she says, well, yes, I realized as you were leaving that I did not deign to tell you where the goblins were. You can't see her eyes, but you can feel them narrowing at your smile. And I'm just going to pull you over to the map here so you can see. And if you go down south, near where Londrak is, I'm going to leave a small dot. Okay? Let me just move this out of the way. And it's Alt for a circle. Okay. So let me get this and do this. There you go. That's where it is, right there.
They dug into my family's sanctum from all the way there?
It appears so. Odds are they were working at it for quite a few years.
How would they have even known where to dig in the first place?
Seems like they had some insider information. Though, fortunately or unfortunately, it wasn't... Beep beep. It wasn't, well... Garrick this time. I have a way of knowing these things.
So it looks like we'll have to seal the cavern once we've dealt with them.
As it stands, I suppose I should tell you. Vienna, your brother is awake, and Prince Kagura, your mother is awake. If you wish to see them, they are in a room together.
With all due respect, I don't think it's a good idea for me to see my father, and I don't think my mother would want to see me.
With that said, I shall get back to taking over an entire nation.
Kagura just glares at her as when she says this.
So she returns to the table and they go back to continuing their conversation. So, Vienna heads towards the rooms. Does anyone else follow?
Dennis absent-mindedly follows while working on his book.
Okay. The door is opened by a white-haired woman with nearly porcelain white skin. Her red eyes are the same color as Kagura's. Slam. And behind her you can see your younger brother Kerrig on the bed, and he just glares at you. You also see your younger brother, Nalus, approach Dennis. He's wearing an owl mask for some reason. And you also see your sister begin to slowly sneak past you and head towards the entrance.
Who came to the entrance?
That was for Vienna. I'll explain who came to the entrance for you in a second. He narrows his eyes at Vienna even further and he says, I hate you so much. So, what do you want? Dennis, you are approached by a young drow with brown hair wearing an owl mask. And why isn't that? Okay, hold on a second. Doop 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 boop 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 boop. Okay. And that's just a closer thing of his picture, so you can see it. He looks to you and then...
Do I notice him approach?
You would when he speaks up, when he says... what are you reading?
I'm working on making a book.
You're making a
A
book?
special book.
What is it? What does it do?
It's a book that reads other books.
I see. That's but if it reads other books, then wouldn't you just be reading a book anyway?
True, but I could just leave it. I could scan books at a library and then go read them at my leisure.
Would you like to see our library?
Maybe not yet. Maybe when this is done.
Oh, okay. Should I wait here or
What are you waiting for?
do you want to see the library? Yes.
He thinks for a moment. Might as well.
Okay. It's this way. And
Okay.
he leads you to the library. There's so many books. It's like floor to ceiling, stacked with bookshelves. You can barely walk a step without hitting a book.
Grabs a random book and starts reading.
Okay. So, back to Vienna. Resort and Conrad, just wait a moment, please. If you're planning on going, just wait a moment. Okay. So, the redhead woman looks at you and then says, hi, hello. I am, Queen Elizabeth, you know, the Queen and stuff. Yeah. It's, nice to meet you too, yeah. It's just, I wish you didn't run away, and, I worry, you know, but, yeah. It's fun. So, Kagura and Grisura, you see... Where is it? Please. You see a woman with blonde hair wearing a golden necklace and some very rich but old-fashioned clothes, as in they're high fashion for this time period. And she looks to you and then she says, "So, you're this Kagura I've heard so much about, huh?"
So what if I am?
I am Felicia's son. I'm, well, a part of the family now, after all.
Charmed.
You can call me Aunt Felicia if you like. I do
would've
not
done
grant
that
that
anyway.
honor to everyone, mind you, but I feel we have a special connection.
What do you have most people call you?
They call me Mr. Sin.
I thought my grandmother had to be called that.
Oh, she does. Don't tell her I make them call me that. I could get in trouble. Not really.
Well, I'm not interested in telling her her secrets, least of all from someone I just met.
Tell me. And she leans forward and takes your hands and says, "Do you have a dream? A dream of being the best at everything? Because I have accomplished that dream. I am the best."
I intend to only be as good as I need to be to lead this country forward.
Oh, you're gonna be so much.
Can I roll
So much
insight
fun.
on her?
You can.
He's gonna be so much what?
He's gonna be such a
Oh.
good leader. She's trying to manipulate him.
Yeah, Grisura can see this and she's like, Look, he may be your nephew, but he's not exactly the kind who can take kindly to being manipulated.
Oh, I wouldn't dare manipulate him. That's all on my mother, you see. I am here to show off that I'm the better one. I mean, not everyone can be as talented as I am with my magic powers. And then she
Grizzor-
fires off a eldritch blast at a wall.
Grizzura rolls
See?
her eyes.
Am I not talented? Am I not amazing?
Grizzura just rolls her eyes. I've seen that about like 50 more times.
Yes.
Nothing special.
But you've not seen it 50 or more times with me casting it. Yes, just one singular beam.
It doesn't look any different from when our friend uses it.
Oh, well, you see, your friend isn't me.
You're right.
No,
He's better than you.
Oh!
She slaps you. Or attempts to. Let me roll it. Okay, so that's a miss. She looks at you and then gives a You know, I think I've spent enough time in the peasant's presence, and she storms back to her room.
Good riddance to bad rubbish, I say.
I swear she's worse than Lariska.
To be honest, I'm tempted to kill her.
You're not
We
of the good alignment.
As much as I'd like to agree with you, we really shouldn't be burning bridges with my grandmother right now.
You're right. We should, unless you want to do something here. Do you want to go and see about finding some explosives to blow that cave up?
Fine.
Alright. So, Carrie looks to Vienna and he just gives a sign. He says, "Look, you don't have to make fun of me. They were goblins. I get it. Hardy ha. The great Carrig was taken down by goblins. You can hear it now. You don't have to be." He seems caught between his anger and his surprise at that statement. And he just says, "They were goblins. They were stronger than I expected. They caught me off guard because I thought they were just regular goblins." Satisfied? They actually took a hit. I couldn't kill them in one blow, Vienna, okay? And then the next thing I know, their bones are coming back to life. Is that all? I'd rather go back to wallowing in self-pity if you don't mind. He just gives this. Oh, I hate her so much. So, Dennis,
Mm-hmm.
you got a small little Nalus following you around.
He's too busy looking at books.
Okay. Fiona enters the library. Oh, hi, Fiona. You know, you're back. Hi. Yes, hello. Greetings. Arrivederci, that's goodbye.
Do they have their own section? The antisocial ones, that is. So I can avoid it, of course.
Well, I guess I'll just go then. I'm sorry, I'll be a bother. And,
Is this your little brother?
Nallas heads out of the room.
Jalissa points to where Nollis was, but he's not there anymore.
So, Kagura, Grisura, you wanna talk? Because, Vienna and Dennis can probably move to chat since one of them is already in chat.
Oh, wait, before you do that, I actually finally thought of something on what Al is doing while Lara's performing.
Yep.
He is going to accent her performance by, well, first off, hiding. And he is going to use his, where is it? There it is. His Mask of Many Faces, and turn himself into a, tailless, a tailless, tiefling with, I'd say, yeah, ebony skin.
Okay. Roll me another performance, Ola, and this time you get advantage.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's a 24. You actually get some gold pieces this time. So, Kagura, Grisura? You want to continue your talking by talking?
Yeah, I was about to.
Dennis, we can hear you typing.
Okay.
Grisura, you might not realize this, but I could be turning into something dangerous here. I could end up hurting or even killing all of you, and maybe even my own sister, and who knows who knows how many other people on this island, and
And-
Elnath isn't giving me a straight answers to what is going to happen.
And who's to say that the negatives are the only things going to happen? As soon as we find out that, we will get him to talk. But I don't want you to think that you are turning into a monster because some idiot says you are. Because from what I've seen, you are more noble than any of the nobles I've seen.
I'm just the one that finally decided to get out of the house.
And that's what makes a good leader. While other nobles choose to stay inside their walls, you chose to go out and see the world for what it actually is. That is a sign of a good person.
But
You want to do better for your kingdom, right?
what if going out there was a mistake to begin with? What if these tails? They could. Who knows what'll happen to me when they stop growing?
No one knows. No one truly knows what will happen.
Elnath does.
Well, yes, maybe the old man. But you have to have more faith in yourself. You are stronger than you realize. And yes, we will get answers, but even if it takes a while, what part of you thinks that anything is going to change once you have all the tails you can grow?
I couldn't even stop my own sister from getting kidnapped from my family's own sanctum.
Well, there are things that not even the most visual of prophets, I think that's the word, can see. But you know she is safe, your parents are alive, and we know where to find who attacked them. Don't you want to know how? Not how, why? Don't you want to know how big of a threat they are to your people?
That I already know what kind of threat they can be if they can just dig dig their way into the sanctum and kill my parents even when they're under guard.
Then, instead of just stewing over the past, think of how to improve for the future. Build a better sanctum. Rule your kingdom better than your parents. Good things won't happen if you just sit in your corner and pray something good would happen. Sometimes you have to make that happen. And personally, I'd rather do it with you being happy. I know it's all hard to get all this through. But there are people who are worried for you. Not for your tales, not for what you may become, but for you. For now, just relax in the knowledge that everyone in your family is safe and that we are going to find that lich. I think Noxon called it a silver lining. Otherwise, you can just ask your grandmother for the full detail.
She says she doesn't know what's going to happen to me either. I don't know if she's telling the truth or not, but it's if she does, it's clear she has no intention of talking.
Then let's not worry about it until we find Elnath. And I'm sure we'll meet him once that lich is gone.
I know we are. Because right now he has my sister.
Exactly. As soon as we meet up, we'll lay a trap for him. We won't tell we're up, but we'll make sure that the old man doesn't get away. Not even when he's flying. I'm not suggesting torture. Then Grisor gets an idea. But maybe a little bribery could pry the truth from him.
You expect him to tell me what I know just because we filled the house with dragon chocolates.
You've seen how crazy he goes for those things. Grisora grins. See, you're smiling.
At that moment, you hear a kaboom
God
from the
damn
library.
It, Dennis.
You want to go? Do you want us to go? I guess we found out how we're going to blow up the caves.
Yeah, just send Dennis right into the mouth and have him, misread a spell.
The funny thing is, it wasn't Dennis this time.
Wait, what?
Have you been reading text chat?
Well, Kagura and Gerzura wouldn't know that.
I know.
True.
That's why I said it's funny.
I think we should go see if go make sure he's okay.
Yeah. We need him to blow up the cave.
Alright, so I'll get to you both in a second. I'm going to cut back to Allah real quick. Allah, you've got quite a crowd now, and with Alex's help as you two are killing it. What do you want to do now?
Alara is gonna bow as this to signal the end for the performance and wave the people away as she gathers up her satchels. And then she's gonna look to who obviously she assumed is Alex, hopefully. And says, I got one more stop to make. Do you mind tagging along so nothing unfortunate happens?
Yeah, sure. Just let me go and get changed. He goes behind a alleyway somewhere, and then just takes off the disguise and comes back out. Like, all right, let's get moving.
Alrighty, look for the biggest steamed bar there is. That'd be my first place.
Steamed bar?
Like a big time bar.
Steamed bar.
Esteemed. Like
Oh,
a big
esteemed. That would be most likely the Pickled Inn, which has the very big bar, if you remember it.
Yeah, gonna head down there real quick.
Alright, I'm not gonna grab the map out just because it's not needed. You go in, the bar's there. What do you do?
She's gonna walk up to the barkeep first, and she's gonna keep a lookout for anyone who's at the tables right away, and notice this. I'm trying to to notice, to like find out if they look to be isolated or more or not like keeping to themselves before heading to the innkeep first.
Alright, so we will need the map. Give me a second and I'll get that ready. While I do that though, we will head back to the Syndicate Manor where the others are. So, Kagura and Grizura, you head to the library and you see the explosion mark is not near Dennis, but actually Vienna.
So, do the books that explode have a certain color?
Virna? You caused the explosion?
Wait, it wasn't Dennis this time?
Do you think it's a sign of the apocalypse? Grisera whispers to Kagura.
Are you saying that me not producing explosions means something horrible is happening?
Considering that it's you, yes.
You know what? I think I might not be the most dangerous. I might not be the most dangerous thing here after all.
Are you referring to the library or me?
At this rate, it might. At this rate, it might just be Vierna.
Well, so what were you What were you trying to do that got you to go poof?
It was the book after the one that tried to eat him?
What? When does a book eat you?
When it grows teeth, apparently.
When does a book explode?
Apparently when it oozes slime. Dennis shrugs when he says that, by the way.
There wouldn't be that book that exploded wouldn't happen to still be around, would it?
Well, is the book still there?
Yeah, it's... Oh, the book that exploded? Yeah, it's still there. It's a little in pieces, but it's there.
Well, I guess we can't count on that to seal the cave for us once we've killed the lich.
All right.
We'll figure something out.
So, Alar and Alex both head to the inn, and that is not the right token. Give me a second. One of the tokens wasn't right. Let me see. Oop. Okay, that's not gonna work. Okay. Things are gonna be a bit giant for a moment, folks. You're gonna see every excruciating detail. Okay. Alright, there we go. So. Echo. Alex. Sorry, I don't know why it just suddenly went really bad there. So, you head to the inn. You actually see a few familiar faces. The kobold from the festival, Issa, and there's also a small figure wearing a red hood and a pointed mask.
Alright, Alar's gonna go to the barkeep
Okay.
first.
Well, howdy there, little lady. Well, not really little, big lady. Oh, not that you're fat. You know what, I'm just gonna say hi.
That might be preferred, mister. Thank you,
Alright,
though. I do appreciate the gesture.
can I get you a drink?
Spot me a drink. While you're at it, I would like to see if you're a barkeep, so you had a lot of information being tossed your way here and there, I'm guessing, correct?
Yeah, yeah. I do know a bit of this and that.
Has anyone ever spilled any recent info on a few liches?
Oh, well, there's the big lich group that, lives in Prosh, but if you're referring to a different lich, then, no, I'm afraid we don't hear much about them from here.
Shame. I was looking to see if I can find something at least. Are you sure there's not anything that can maybe jog your memory of maybe a group of goblins or perhaps even something that's a little out of the ordinary even for this city?
You notice him glance towards the hooded figure to your right, just directly north of Allah. And he then says, well, a gold piece goes a long way, I suppose.
Gold piece pays for the drink, does it not?
It does, and he places down a drink.
Olar slits the gold piece to him.
He then motions towards the goblin who's currently looking at them and says, well, your friend there's a goblin, and as for other goblins, we haven't seen any big groups, but I heard there was a big group down near Lundrock.
Is the goblin sitting at the bar or at the table? Is that a table or a bar?
It's a stool.
I'm just making sure. Okay. Olar would slide the drink over to him and tilt her head slightly, giving a carefree smile. What brings you in town?
I'm getting supplies.
Ooh. Supplies for what exactly? If I may ask.
I'm expecting to be invaded.
Invaded? Do you need some help?
No, I think I'm fine.
Are you sure you wouldn't like a little bit of help there?
Roll me a persuasion check. With the disadvantage.
I'm gonna... At this moment, when Alara said that, she's gonna cast Charm Person as well.
Okay. Let me get his stat block up. Fortunately, he has one of those. Okay, so wisdom save. And what's your DC?
DC is a 14.
Okay, so he is charmed.
Tell me, what are you actually being invaded for?
Because we killed the king and queen.
Alar just like raises a brow at this, and she's gonna roll insight on that first.
Alright. As for Alex, you're approaching Issa. She's currently leaning against the table and just staring at a small cup of milk that she's holding.
Issa? Is that you?
Hey.
I never got a reply from your mess. I never got a reply from the message I sent you. I was starting to worry.
I'm sorry I didn't actually get the message. My address recently changed.
Yeah, I noticed. I'm sorry.
I kind of saw it coming, unfortunately.
Even if you saw it coming, does that make it any better?
Well, no.
You doing alright?
Well, I'm still alive, so, can't complain.
Fair enough, I suppose.
Tap,
Listen,
tap.
even though you didn't get my message, I guess it's better I tell you in person. You remember that fortune you told us?
You mean the one where you find your true loves?
Yeah.
You found it, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Her expression actually brightens up a bit and then she says, "Oh great, that means the rest of the fortune was true too." At least
maybe.
I hope so. I've never been half wrong in a fortune before, so...
Could happen. But yeah, I just wanted to thank you for that, because when you said that, it brought up memories of an old friend I hadn't seen in a while, and I kind of went a bit defensive because it gave me a bit of hope that I would see her again. And, well, I did see her again, and I told her how I felt.
Good. I'm happy for you. I hope, I hope you have some nice long lives.
Yeah, I hope so too. And he gives her a hug as thanks.
She hugs back, but I'm gonna pause you there. Dennis?
Mm-hmm.
The book successfully reads the book.
I checked to see if the book's contents is now in the new book.
It is, and the new contents appears to be a spell that will attempt to pull your face in and then slam both sides of the book to your face.
So the new book does that then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Apparently that's not something I want to copy.
Vienna, your book hits you with a splash of some sort of dust-like particle, and now your face is just in a big shit-eating grin, and you can't not grin. You're stuck like that for 4 hours. Okay, now back to Allah. He appears to be telling the truth.
Alar moves this way in an unassuming fashion. She just gently walks around and maybe rubs his shoulders for a little bit, and then she looks to Alex as if trying to get his attention with the look.
Alex, Allah is staring at you longingly.
He pulls away from the hug with Isa for a minute, and he says, "Listen, don't go anywhere, all right? I need to tell you one more thing. Just need to take care of this."
She nods.
And he heads on over.
She is then going to point to him and cast
Okay.
I'm going to need help. We're going to have to take him with us.
Okay.
And then she motions to the rope in the bag, if he does not have one already.
The goblin is watching you guys very closely at this, and he puts down the drink. Just because he is charmed, but he's only charmed by you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Alex sneakily tries to reach for the rope. Well,
That'll
his
be
rope.
He slowly reaches for his sword. It has been a pleasure, but I am going. And he turns and heads for the door.
Alex just says, "See you soon."
We will. Indeed. He begins to head down the street.
as much as I like to. I wish I could.
Wonderful. Well, at least we now know that they expect us, which means we can expect traps.
They already expected us. That much he was already prepared for.
What's he hiding behind that bloody mask?
Identity is a good thing to know of. Mask conceals it pretty well.
Wouldn't know anything about that.
Yep, he has a mask. Let me zoom in.
But
See?
But
Mask.
yeah. But yeah, Alex says, anyway, sorry, Allah, I need to quickly take care of this.
Alright, so before we do that, you're looking for a major power source among the books. So, give me an investigation check. Haha, Frosh and Book Roulette. That was a nice one.
Thank you.
Not every goblin's not, you know, Becca. Alright, so Issa gives another wave.
And Alex says, sorry about that, Issa. Just personal business, you know.
So what did you need?
Well, I probably have no place asking this, but are you looking for a new place to stay?
Well, I currently have to take care of a job here, but no, I'm pretty good for the moment. You know, despite it being gone, it's you know, I earned a lot for my job.
Fair enough then. Just be careful, alright? And he leans in and he whispers, I don't trust the Syndicate at all. And considering, I probably would say you want to keep an eye on who's following you.
She gives him a look and then she says, you know, mister, you're very wise for your age.
Well, thank you. I'm not that good, but, you know.
She then slips a card into his pocket and then says, I gotta go. I gotta sleep. It's, you know, gotta sleep early. And then she heads for the stairs that lead, you know, up to the rooms.
Alright. Have a good rest, Isa.
Bye!
See ya.
Although you definitely saw the note being slipped in. Because your passive perception is road what? Okay. So, Fiona. That's the wrong layer. Fiona, you find a book practically glowing with magic. Sorry about things, I've got roadworks on near my place. It reads it's what languages do you know? Let me check your sheet really quick. What languages do you know? Let's see. Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Undercommon. Okay. It is a book on time theory. That is what that's what the side of the tome says. It's also trapped. So, Alex and Allah, what are you guys doing?
Alex kind of just sighs and he walks back over to Allah and he says, "So, what exactly did you reckon of that goblin? He looked kind of decked out to the nines, didn't he?"
If I wanted to make a scene, I could have got him, but I wasn't sure the authority of the place allowed me to do that.
If I'm honest, I don't think just the two of us are taking him.
Well, no. It's also
looks like
depends.
he kind of looks like he's seen his fair share.
Fair enough.
Isa kind of left in a hurry, though.
He left in a hurry because he murdered the king and queen.
No, he said Isa. Isa left in a
Oh,
hurry.
my bad. I thought he said he did. My bad. Alar looks over to Alex on that. What'd she slip in your pocket?
He, with Alex's passive perception, would he have noticed it, or?
Well, she wasn't being too sneaky, and he would have felt her put it in.
He has a passive perception of 13, if that helps.
Yeah, you would have seen her do it.
Alright. He looks towards his pocket, and he pulls it out, and he says, "Let's take a look at it outside first." And he goes outside to take a look at it.
Alright. So you head on outside, and I'm just gonna move those guys in there. So, before you look at that, Dennis, you cast Identify on the book, but nothing happens.
That's odd.
It's oddly similar to the book you carry. The book that no one is allowed to read. The book you were given a fake of.
He takes part one. It's like, it might be best if we don't open that book.
It might be best if we don't open any of these books.
That book in specific.
Because
I happen to have a book that no one should read, and I have a decoy that I've been loading with all sorts of things. And that looks like my decoy book.
Dennis?
To clarify,
Yes.
both books are the same. And it's like Identify doesn't work on your books either, is what I was getting at.
Oh, okay.
So he doesn't actually say anything about his books?
Jonas can't keep a secret.
No, he's already told everyone.
But how, like right now or a long time ago?
He told everyone a long time ago, and he's told everyone again right now.
Fiona's also getting rid of her Glasgow smile with Dispel Magic.
Yeah, it's only a minor enchantment. It's fairly easy to get rid of.
Thank Mayhem. We don't have to walk. We don't have to walk around with you grinning like an idiot.
So, Dennis, to clarify, this book shows the same inability to identify it that your two books have. Because if you could identify them, then the decoy book wouldn't work, would it?
That's true. Interesting.
So, Alex, you exit the building, and do you check the note you were given? Do you show it to Allah?
Well, I check it first.
Okay. So, I shall message you it. So that's what it says.
Give me a moment. Alrighty then. Alex folds up the paper and puts it into his vest.
Did you try to look at it?
I mean, I can try, but
I'm just
No.
asking, what are you doing? You saw him look at the note and then put it in his vest.
best kept to yourself.
Alex just says nothing. Alex just looks at her and he says, "It's nothing we don't already know."
Roll insight on that.
Okay. You, Alex, you decide what she sees.
It's only a 13.
Yeah. Alex has this, well, Alar, you would notice that Alex, at reading the note, he has the exact same look he had when you were all in the presence of, Julet.
Alara will cross her arms at this. Well, give me a hint at least.
Alex at this point just gives up and he says, all right. It's an old habit, I'm sorry. And he gestures her to lean in.
Alara does so.
And he gets in close and he whispers, "Don't trust the Syndicate."
Alara closes her eyes and thought of that and just leans back. No, but that's what it said. It's something we already know.
Told ya.
With the acts they already done, it's kind of obvious what their motive is.
Protect the peace, my ass.
Well, that's not entirely incorrect. It just depends on whose peace they see it as. A government
Anyone
is the same way as a mob if you really think about it on the base level.
Anyone who thinks they are in the right as they take over an entire land cannot necessarily be good people.
How is that different from the knights that take over the land, or try to? If you're not with them, you're against them. That's just the way the world works, Alex.
Look, my mind's all over the place at the moment. The only thing I can tell you is that I'd rather see the Syndicate burn than see them have any power at all.
It's a hard thing to pick sides on this. No, I agree. Honestly, I trusted them as much as I trust Elnath, but that's just my personal take on it.
And it's the reason why it pisses me off that Kagura is just like, oh well, I mean, she's been more honest with me than Elnath had. It's just like, fucking no, she hasn't.
Alar just laughs at this.
I mean, honestly, like the whole thing of like, yeah, okay, your dad kidnapped. Your dad did some pretty bad shit, but if you ask me, I feel like Joulet is behind the reason his dad did that shit.
Syndicate has a lot of capabilities, Alex. I mean, it's only, what, 6 of us? 8 of us? Against an entire, with a force that could easily oppose the kingdom itself.
A force that is the kingdom in some sense.
In a guise, yes, that's true. Nothing we can do about it right now.
One of the people in the syndicate is literally the bloody king.
Alar pauses at this for a moment, and then it's true. Honestly, we don't have much we can ground to stand on right now, though.
I'm sorry, it's just my head's been all over the place these past few days, and it almost feels like I don't know which way is up anymore.
Well, you do what you think is right. Honestly, the pieces will fall when they may, and we'll see what our choices actually affect the world.
Well, the more we do what we do, the more eyes we attract.
And the bigger target we paint on our backs.
Yeah. Oh well, it is what it is. It's the life we've chosen, right?
It's the life we all chose. Even the old me would never agree with this, but people change over time.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. And after a long pause, Alice just said, "You're actually pretty good with that little instrument of yours. You really pulled in the crowd."
I did what I could. I enjoy it.
I hope my whole disguise act wasn't off-putting.
No, it worked wonders, honestly. I thank you for that.
Well, it's kind of funny, honestly, when you can put on a mask and no one recognizes you. You're more able to do crazy stuff, I guess.
Alex, ever since I lost my abilities, I felt more free. It's a different change.
Well, even if you lost your druidic magic, it seems like you found another form of it.
Oh, I would nod at this. I mean, she holds out her instrument.
That's kind of the thing I like about Mayhem,
I like to keep it that way.
It's just magic all around us. Sorry,
now,
I'm getting dopey.
You both watch as a little child is holding the hand of a skeleton as she's walked by a parent towards a store marked candy. And the parent goes, "Come along, dear, let's get you some of those lollipops," as they are called. And then they head inside.
I'll never get used to this place.
It happened.
I think Fiona used to live here.
Alright,
It is upside down.
So, by this point, you two would see Kagura, Grisura, and Dennis starting to approach.
Oh, hey guys, finally got that syndicate business sorted out.
Well, sort of. Fiona says she had one last matter to deal with. She'll meet with us at the inn.
Go figure. Oh well. She'll be back eventually.
What about the two of you? You two didn't get into too much trouble, did you?
Nah. We just did a little bit of a performance on the streets. Went over to the inn, did some chatting.
Performance.
Oh, yeah,
Alara would cast message to Alex once more. And I'm going to send to you on Discord.
All right. What was it that you said? Said Andy? Sorry.
Kagura just said performance in a surprised tone.
Yeah, I dressed myself up, and Alara and I did a little bit of a performance here and there.
Did a little music show. She twirls her flute carelessly.
I guess you're taking that bard suggestion I pitched to you earlier to heart, aren't you?
Have to find something new, I suppose, and I feel like I'm pretty talented with it.
Oh yeah, guys, we actually do have some information for our little endeavor.
Information? Wait, where's
yeah,
Alec? Where's Dennis?
I don't know.
Top of the map.
Okay.
He's with
That's
us.
where everyone is, apparently.
All right. Well, as Alex says that, we stopped by Mercy and talking about all the things that we need to take care of. The Lich and the goblins and all that. Oh yeah. When you guys get the time, you should go and buy a couple of potions from Mercy. I would suggest just 2 healing potions and 1 greater healing potion. But he's only got, I think, 3 left of the greater healing potions. Anyway, just grab healing potions.
Grisura looks at her coin purse and rarely asks, "How much are those potions?"
50 gold for a normal healing potion and a greater healing potion.
Alright. So, everyone, I'm gonna pause you right there because Fiona has our thing, so we're gonna quickly do that. Now, where did I leave her thing? Let me just... I think it's in acquaintances. Here it is. Okay. So, Fiona, do you enter the store? Alright. As you enter the store, you see it's decorated with very old Halloween decorations. It's not called Halloween in the game, but I'm just using it as a shorthand term to explain what it looks like in there. There's there's rotting pumpkins, there's little ghost streamers, etc., etc. And
you get the idea because it's associated. You get the idea.
So you see a woman behind the desk, and you immediately recognize her, and she immediately recognizes you. And then she begins to bolt for the back door. Thud. The door closes. You're dead! The door opens a crack and she narrows her eyes and says, "Prove it's you." What's something only you would know? Something I only told you about. For all I know, you could be one of the other crew or someone I was finally... you can just make something up if you want, Wedward. Just make something up. Alright, so while they're doing that, you are all talking.
Right, but yeah, getting back to it. Alex says to everyone, maybe I should wait for Viren to. You know what? I can tell her when she gets here.
We said we'd meet at the inn, so.
Dennis pulls his face out of the book that pulls his face, and he says, "Darn it! I didn't think I'd ever have to figure out how to erase something from this book."
Isn't that something even like most wizards would know how to do?
I made this book so I can copy it from other things.
That reminds me. We figured out how we're gonna blow up that goblin. Blow up that cave.
Tons of like what? Like, how are you gonna do?
Grizzer then points to Dennis. We use him.
Good idea, but wouldn't he be buried alive alongside the cave?
I see nothing wrong with this.
Are you saying I'm expendable?
I'm sure
No.
I'm sure he can make. I'm sure he can make something that'll explode on his command.
We can just put you right next to the cave mouth, not in it.
Actually, now that I remember it, Dennis, didn't you like make fireworks at one point?
So,
I tried to help with the fireworks, if that's what you're talking about.
Well, maybe just add a bit more boom into those, and then we'll just send them flying into the cave.
I wasn't the one who made those fireworks.
okay, I'm gonna pause you there and go back to Vienna.
Sorry.
Because Vienna's... Okay. So, she pauses a bit, and then the door opens fully and she says, It really is you. What? I thought you drowned. I mean, how many years has it even been? Well, as you can see, I've been mostly just laying low as I can. You know, I've been publishing books, but this is mostly just a cover, you know, to keep people off my back. Oh, you read the books that I transcribe? I'm honestly surprised. I mean, who would have thought that my old hobby would be the way that we'd eventually meet back up, you know? It is good to see you, though. If a bit shocking, to say the least. I'm getting a beepers. Someone put that beeper on. Someone got the beeper on. You know, the background chat beep. She laughs and says, "Yeah, in hindsight, I should have used a pseudonym, but, well, I wasn't expecting anyone to actually read my books, you know. Wasn't expecting to get this, well known, I suppose you could say." Yeah, that's about right. So what have you been up to? It's, I'm honestly just at a loss for words. I don't really know what to do. I mean, 20 years. Admittedly, we are elves, but really, I never would have figured you for the type to dedicate yourself to a cause like that. But I suppose times do change. Good luck with the adventuring thing, though. Do try to stay safe and all that. And, if you ever need books transcribed, you know where to find me. Huh. Okay. So, we'll pause cause Vienna just crashed, so back to the group. You were talking about fireworks.
Alright, but yeah, okay, fine, fair enough. So, yeah, we all learned some interesting info that would be very prudent for the group, and, well, we'll wait for Vienna to get here so we don't have to repeat it, I suppose. But, well, let's just say we're in for a rough time.
What else is new?
Going up against a Lich's suicide.
I mean, going in for a rough time. It's not exactly new with us.
Yeah, well, we made it this far. Just we're really gonna have to talk over what exactly we're going to do, because what I was able to find out and what we were able to gather, our next move is going to be crucial.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get some potions at Mercy's. I think I should have enough for a couple. Well, healing potions for myself.
Try not to break the bank.
To speed things up, I'm just gonna tell you, you're able to get them relatively easily. How many are you getting?
I'm spending about 200 gold on regular potions of healing.
So you're grabbing 4 of them?
Yeah.
Okay. That's 4 potions of healing, bringing the total down to 2 left. Okay. You get 4 potions of healing. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right, and oh yeah, if any of you need to upgrade your armor, you'd probably be best doing it now.
So,
Regardless, they're expecting us.
What was that?
I said, regardless, they are expecting us.
Right. Well, yeah. I'll just throw that out now since it isn't back yet. Alex looks at everyone and he says, "Well, as Allah just said, The goblins are expecting us.
How do they know that we're coming for them?
I don't quite know how they know, but we met a interesting fellow who was part of the party who killed the king and queen.
And you didn't think of killing him? Or, tying him up so that we could interrogate him?
We thought of it, but Grisura, you didn't see him. This was no ordinary goblin. This was a goblin who looked like he walked into the Nine Hells and came out just without a scratch.
So I'm gonna pause it there for a second. Fiona. She looks to you and then says, "You always have paid your debts in the end." Yeah, and she reaches under the desk and hands a sending stone to Fiona. I kept a pair of these in case of, well, you never know. A sending stone always comes in handy in that. This way we can keep in touch and, catch up and stuff. I know it's not anything extravagant, but, well, running a bookstore isn't as enriching as adventuring is. But it's a living, I make enough to get by, and that's all I really need. She adjusts her glasses and leans in as she looks to it and then leaves through the pages and goes, "Well, this is one way to pay off 20 birthdays." She puts it aside and then says, "I actually do have one thing for you. It might not be as amazing as a book is, but..." And she places down a vintage bottle of wine, and she says, "I managed to grab one of our leaders' last bottles of the good stuff before the ship went down." Yeah, it's part of Heron's private stash. I was passing it on my way. A bottle of it was sinking beside me when the ship went down, and so I, grabbed it. One sip guaranteed to make you drunker than, It might be spiked, though. I don't remember which ones we had spiked and which ones we didn't. Just be careful of that. That's why I've not drunk yet. Okay. So Fiona wants us to wait a moment, but she's typing, so Oh, if you're going to send him my regards, could you actually get me his skull? I'd love to, put it up for prosperity. It'd go really good on this shelf, right here. And she motions to a shelf of skulls. I got a whole aesthetic going here. Trying to fit in. They're all fake, though. She hugs Vienna back and says, "Well, you've got the stone, and I've got this book. I will go through it and I'll let you know if I find anything interesting in it. Okay? You know I do love a good puzzle. She gives you a wave off, and as you're leaving Vienna, you see her immediately flick a finger and turn the sign to close and sit down and begin to look through the book. You've given her weekend, basically. So, I'm assuming you're going to be returning to the group after this, yes? Oh, and she's gone. Okay. So Vienna rejoins the group, and that would be right about now as you finish explaining all that, Alex. That yeah, you ran into the goblin.
Yeah. And Alex quickly recaps Viren on the same thing. So, yeah, this goblin, I'm assuming he's the leader of the group that did this. He looks like he is not meant to be fucked with. Like, let me put it this way. Grisura and Vierna, he's wearing pretty much the exact same type of armor. Heavily armored to the nines.
All that armor isn't gonna do him any good. Dennis can melt it off.
I mean, do any of you have heat metal? I imagine that'd be pretty good against him.
It'd be awesome, but I don't know magic.
Only bards and druids can learn that.
All our whistles instantly.
But yeah, anyway. So, yeah, they're expecting us. And my personal take on it is that if we took out the goblins first, the Lich would be on guard. Meaning that getting to the phylactery is going to be very, very tricky, likely because he'll start guarding it.
Could I make a bold suggestion?
And that is?
They dug into my family's sanctum through a cave, and that cave probably still has an opening in the sanctum, one that the royal guard would likely have investigated when they found my parents' bodies. Do you think maybe we could consult the royal guard and see if they learned anything?
Well, and I'm assuming you guys all told Alex where the goblin hideout is, right?
It's deep within the forest northeast of Lundruk.
Well, I mean, if we're going that way anyway, we might as well take out the goblins. It's just that, like, you guys are kind of not selling too well. Or a lot tougher than normal, right? You guys, I don't think you guys are understanding this. You know what a lich is, right?
Tim souls for immortality?
Yes. And they're just as powerful as Wiztig. At least the stories I've heard.
You put it like that, and you make it sound like we might as well have Wizdig hold them off for us while we take out the goblins.
I mean, it would make sense, but like I said, look at this. My personal take is we try to take care of the Lich first. Try to find the phylactery and destroy it. first. That's my thing. It's because even if the lich dies first, like what are the goblins going to do? They're just pretty much going to just stay at their homes and wait for us to come.
Out of curiosity, what if they have that phylactery, the goblins?
What, you think they're protecting it?
Well, if the lich was the one that gave them the order, what makes you think they are not, also charged with, guarding the one thing that could destroy the lich?
Well, okay, counter question. Would you trust your very life with a bunch of goblins that you hired?
It
Well,
would be unexpected,
well
yes.
Vierna's pal did say that he's crazy, and crazy people often make illogical decisions.
Well, I mean, maybe it makes sense in the crazed minds, but what does this thing look like? What does this phylactery look like again?
A fedora. Don't ask.
You're kidding.
I wish we weren't.
Wonderful. It's one of these liches.
Yeah, they said that this lich is kind of, crazy.
Kind of, right?
Crazy enough that his own brother didn't seem to have any qualms about us killing him.
You know what? Nothing surprises me in this town anymore. But yeah, Vierna, I think, has the right idea. Destroy the phylactery and the lich will die.
So
Yeah,
any
we go off
leads on the phylactery?
None that we know, unfortunately. The only thing we know is that, well, as we said, the goblins are waiting for us.
You did receive a clue in that the phylactery is probably in some very remote area.
Right, yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. And Alex says, Allah did get a bit of information out of the bartender. Said that if we're looking for a phylactery, liches tend to put them in like very remote, hard to reach places, like at tops of mountains or in bogs in the middle of seas or lakes.
It could be, which means it could be anywhere on Mayhem.
The most remote,
Could be anywhere off Mayhem.
The most remote places on the island I could think of would be my family's sanctum and the gentleman's.
Question for the DM.
Yep.
When the goblin looked at goblin was readying his sword, does Alar recognize the sword in any sort of way?
I don't believe so, no.
Okay.
I mean, where did I put his stat sheet?
You said the goblin was wearing a mask, right?
No, we didn't say that yet. But we would relate that, yes.
He wasn't wielding a sword, I'm sorry. He had a hammer.
He had a hammer.
A warhammer.
Oh.
Would Alar notice anything off with the warhammer?
Nope. It was just a regular warhammer.
Okay.
But yeah, Alex and Alan do tell him that this guy is like, he looks like some sort of dark avenger. He, hood and mask and everything.
Ignore the poem, that's not relevant.
I mean, there was this. He had this strange aura. I don't know. It felt like he was surrounded by magic, but I wasn't entirely sure.
The more you talk about this, the more you bring these variables up, the more I feel we need to gather information.
You simply don't have enough, but it might be a good area to start.
All right. Well,
Wait.
all
We did.
like I said, here's my take. We try to find the phylactery first. That seems like probably the more important thing right now. Because a lich roaming the countryside thinking that he can take out the royal family, that's probably priority number one. The goblins can come after. At least that's my take. What do you guys think?
Here's the options then, since I'll just lay them out for you guys. So, we take care of the goblins, get information off them. That's option one. The Lich might have given them some ideas where this fedora would be at, or likely, unlikely, could be either way. We roam randomly, option two. We roam randomly or until we find decent enough information to find this area where we would be at. My best guess would be the swamp, and that's just my idea, where the dragon was.
Wouldn't we have seen something? Wouldn't we have found the phylactery then while we were there?
No, we didn't know what it was until then. Do we recall looking through that for a fedora?
Well, I don't remember.
Particular?
Well, I don't remember I don't remember seeing any fedoras just lying around when we were talking to that Aarakocra. Do you?
Well, in the defense of that Kagura, would you look for a fedora when you're talking to an Aarakocra?
I would certainly remember it if I saw it.
But you were the fedora Kagura? She said in a joking tone.
Do I look like I'm part of the mafia to you?
Case in point. I don't think you would have pinpointed fedora right away. That's just what I would think human nature would be.
Alex mutters something under his breath.
So,
the way I see it, I'd say the options to help us prepare for this we could have Wizdig see if he can get us a lead on the phylactery. The Royal Guard could help us. The Royal Guard could give us any information they gathered while they were searching the sanctum, and hopefully the cave if they found it. And the Rogues Guild could give us any information that the Royal Guard would have otherwise missed, or would have been unable to procure themselves.
Yeah, alright. You know what, probably when you lay it out like that, it does seem like going to Wiztig is probably our better option, because I feel like we're going to be searching for weeks trying to figure out where this Lich is. It's probably better to just head to him.
Which may also take weeks, considering it's on the other side of Mayhem.
Is it possible for us to fly an Owlcat from here to Frozen? Is that what the place is called?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
It's just
not to Frozen, but you could fly an Owlcat to Lundruk.
With how bloody expensive those tickets were, yeah, nah.
Is Lundruk the place that gassed us in our sleep?
Yeah.
no, that was
No.
Tandara.
That was
Okay.
Lundruk is the main city where the kings were killed.
What if we flew to Lundruk? Some of us, the rest of you can go get Wizdig's help while I try to talk to the Rogues Guild and the Royal Guard.
You know what? It seems like we're just really undecided on this whole thing. How about we all sleep on it for today and just figure it out when we wake up? Because at the moment it feels like we've got too much where we haven't sorted it yet.
If you think it'll help us.
Well, let's head to the inn then.
Alright. So, you all head to the inn, and that is where we'll end it for today. Is there any last things you guys want to do?
Oh, yeah. I just remembered this. Kagura asked Alex if Horror knew anything. And Alex, as they're heading to the inn, he taps Kagura on the shoulder.
What is it?
Yeah, you said you wanted me to ask Horo if he knew anything about your whole condition.
Yeah, have you had the chance to find out anything?
I got in touch, but Alex just sighs, looks down, shakes his head, and shrugs. It's like, sorry, man. He said he doesn't know what he doesn't know.
So even Horo doesn't know what's going on. I thought he and my family had a history.
That's what he said to me. I'm only relaying what I can.
Hmm.
I tried pressing as much as I could, even asking him if he remembered or something, and he just said, "I don't know what I don't know."
Damn. He was my best shot too.
I'm sorry, man. I feel like I really am letting you down.
It's not your fault. It's not even Horo's fault. Well, whatever. That just tells me that whatever happened between whatever history he and my family he may have had he'd forgotten it somehow. If there was even a history to begin with.
Well, whatever. I tried the best I could. I'm sorry.
And with that, we will wrap up today's session. I know it was a bit pause and start at times, but, well, when a couple of people can't speak, you do what you can, you know? How long do you think it'll be until your thing is fixed, Fiona?
She said tomorrow, I believe.
Tomorrow? Great. So we should have that all fixed by next week then. Yay!
Awesome.
Alright.
I can hear Wenwood again.
Yeah. We miss you. Alright.
Seriously, man, it feels almost dead without you.
So, thank you all for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Bye!
See ya.
Family darkest fear.